millionaires and billionaires actually were doing something that they were super passionate about. Every time you express your belief, you reinforce them. So you re-hypnotize yourself again. I'm just getting younger and younger for every year.
Purity, like they're shining from the inside out, and it's so beautiful when you meet one of these people and you see, okay, that's the goal. I'm not sure either.
Are you gonna change after 30 minutes?
No, we have two, so that's fine. You can start.
Are you clicking yours?
I'm use the magnet because it's more fancy. But I think you don't see the difference. Okay, where do we look? I'm gonna just switch a little bit, I guess.
Don't we look at each other though?
Oh yeah, but with my friend, like we also looked in the camera, so it's like 50-50.
I'll look at you though.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm here today with Amadeus, and we're gonna talk about...
Yes, hypnosis. We met, I told you just right before we met at a seminar a couple of days ago. I was running a seminar on how you can use hypnosis in your business or in your personal life to break through what I call the invisible ceiling. And I went into hypnosis, or where I learned about it was because I was always pushing in my life. I was always hustling, grinding, all these things, but I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. And then at some point I realized that I can actually feel good doing things. And later I understood that what I was doing was I was hypnotizing myself. And I was hypnotizing myself to feel good while I was doing these hard things. So,
For example?
Going to the gym. I didn't enjoy it at all, but I started telling myself that I was enjoying it, and it was good and it was easy. And even before I would make a hard lift, I would always say to myself, "Oh, this is so easy. This is so easy. This is so easy." So I would change my mind, and later I came to realize that I've always been using hypnosis on myself. But it was probably 2 years ago where I met a guy, an older guy, who's been studying the book Think and Grow Rich. You know
Yes,
which one
from
it is?
Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon Hill.
There's another book, have you heard about this? The Devil, something with the devil?
Yeah, Outwitting the Devil
Yes,
with Napoleon Hill.
exactly.
Yes. But this guy had been studying this book, and in this book they talk about autosuggestion. And autosuggestion is a form of hypnosis. So he taught me the way that he works with this and uses it, and that's where I really got into self-hypnosis, because I changed. I became much more confident, much more happier. I felt more successful, more free, and then I started using it for everything. And now what I'm doing now is just sharing this knowledge with everyone.
When did this start? When did you meet this man?
That was around 2 years ago.
Okay, so pretty recent.
Yeah, so that's when I realized I had been hypnotizing myself my whole life.
But in a bad way before, and now you use it for...
Both
a
good
quick
and bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
was
you're
always
just more aware of it.
Exactly.
And use it on purpose.
Yeah,
Use it
exactly.
on purpose.
I mean, I was using it. So, example, the doctor told me that I had ADHD when I was a kid. And I started telling myself that I have ADHD, so I cannot read, I cannot focus, I cannot sit still in class. Until the day that I realized that maybe this is not true. Maybe I don't actually have ADHD, maybe this is just something I'm telling myself all the time. So I stopped saying that, and I said to myself that I can read, and I'm getting better at reading every day. And yeah, this ADHD just disappeared magically.
I feel like that's a big issue, especially in the West, because you go to a therapist and he tells you have this, that's the reason for your behavior, and then you kind of like to have this excuse and stop working on yourself, or like stop even thinking you can be normal. So it's a big issue with therapy, in my opinion, with all this diagnosing.
I agree, because what happens in these experiences is you go to this doctor and you trust this doctor.
Yeah.
And you come there and you don't know what to believe, and they give you a belief.
Yeah.
So you install a completely new belief in that experience, and that belief is always, or most of the time, like, I am broken, I am
Or
sick,
weak, yeah.
or weak. And then you start telling yourself that because that's what you believe in now. And it's amazing because in some way it protects you, and it also makes people feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
And that's amazing, because then you feel more love, you feel
Yeah.
more connection with people, because now you have something to talk about and blame.
That's true.
But we don't have to be stuck in these things.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I wanted to ask you this yesterday already. What's your opinion about psychedelics? Because basically, in my opinion, you also get in a state of the subconscious mind. And that's why so many people, for example, if they're addicted to alcohol or drugs, they can change because of psychedelics, because they subconsciously like work on a subconscious mind and reprogram their brain. So how do you draw the connection between psychedelics and hypnosis?
I would say my experience of psychedelics is more about opening up your mind to the scenario of what if. It just expands your mind. It kind of, you know, we have this, I see ourselves always, if our beliefs is putting us in a box, okay? And let's say someone that has not yet explored psychedelics, they are in this box, okay? And what psychedelics can do to you, what I believe, is just it can open up this box for a while and you can see everything for what it is.
Yeah.
And then after you're done with that and you go back to your normal life, you can decide that, okay, maybe I cannot just be stuck in this little box. Maybe I have to start thinking a little bit bigger. Or you can go back into your box and say that, all right.
But in my opinion, it's not possible to go back in your box. It's not possible to go back into your box.
Maybe not, maybe not.
Maybe for some people, we don't know.
But I haven't thought about it so much about hypnosis. No. It's more about just expanding your mind, expanding your consciousness of what you believe that could be true.
Did you read or watch Joe Dispenza?
Yeah.
He did influence like your opinions and your work now? Or not so much?
I don't know anymore. When I started doing these things, of course I listened to a lot of podcasts, I listened to Joe Dispenza, Tony Robbins, all these people, because I didn't know what I didn't know. But what I do now, even the people I looked up to, even my mentors, I've muted them on every social media, everywhere. I don't listen to podcasts because I receive my information from meditation. That's where I receive my information.
That's very good, because I feel like a lot of people, they get lost in the searching of healing, and this person, he has the knowledge, or this psychedelic, or this and this, and they never leave the circle of healing themselves.
Yeah.
But they actually don't need anyone.
Yeah, we have the information inside already.
And that's also what like religions, in my opinion, do a little bit to people, that they take away the fact that you have it all inside of you. Like, no, you need me, but you don't need anyone.
Yeah.
You only need silence and yourself.
I completely agree with that.
And this podcast, of course.
And this
Very
this
important.
podcast, yeah.
Do you think that anyone can hypnotize themselves, or it's just for people who are already more advanced in this whole topic?
We are all hypnotizing ourselves every time. Every time you say something with I am, that's one form of expression of your belief. And every time you express your belief, you reinforce them. So you re-hypnotize yourself again. But when we talk about hypnosis, it's not... Hypnosis, as I said in the seminar, it's not about doing something in a specific way. That's a state. That's just a state. But what we're talking about now is auto-suggestion. It's about suggesting an idea to yourself until you start to believe in it. And that could be a new belief. If you say it out loud, like affirmations, people say that, oh yeah, they don't work. If you would continue to say an affirmation for 1 year, every single day, many times a day, there's no way that that's not going to work. And if you look at, you can look at my friend group, for example. Everything spreads. Everything that you say, everything that you do, it spreads. It spreads like it's an energy. It grows. And for example, if you're in a friend group, what's very fun and interesting is if someone starts getting a tattoo, often this friend group starts getting tattoos. And me in high school, it was like everyone just got tattoos in this group. And for us, it was very normal. But that's because our beliefs were always reinforced by each other all the time. That, oh, this is cool, this is nice. That one is sick, I want one. And we just reinforce, we suggest new ideas to each other all the time. So first you hypnotize yourself. And if you hypnotize yourself to believe in something, then you can literally start hypnotizing other people by what you believe in.
Yeah.
If I believe that you can be happy every day, if you spend enough time with me, you're going to start believing that too.
Yeah.
Because you will see me act out that experience.
True, yeah.
That's why they say you are your 5 closest friends.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Do you feel like the whole world is hypnotized in any way? And if yes, in what way?
100%.
In what way?
I would say, for example, Bali is very hypnotized in a super positive way. Everyone here is hypnotized to believe that they can do anything, that they're open to anything, that there's opportunity everywhere, that there's abundance everywhere. If I go back to Sweden, everyone is hypnotized that there's no other way than what they're doing right now. That the Swedish dream about a Volvo, a villa and a dog and a Volvo, a car, a dog, and a house, and they don't even think outside of that box because of what they've been told. And that's from the culture, it's from the news, it's from music, it's from people around. Just like that energy thing, the people that are around them, we just reinforce the same beliefs, and then we're stuck in the prison. But yes, of course, every time you watch news, every time you listen to a song, every time you see an ad, you're being hypnotized.
True.
Marketing is almost always about not being good enough.
True, and also with music, which is a big thing. Because like even in the spiritual scene, there is like a lot of music that is actually not good for you. When you like go to these events and you see these people, and like it's such a big thing, and it's sad that people are not more aware of what they listen to all the time.
Why do you think it's a big thing?
In general?
Yeah.
Because like I don't know about your kind of music, what you listen to, but the music from the US or also mostly from Europe, like it's all about stupid things, like only about money or making the other gender feel bad, or like it's like nothing that I would personally, if I would be in an aware state of mind, wanna be influenced by. And also the raves, and like it's all so demonic, like the fire symbol, and like it's so crazy that we're not aware of it until we are, that we don't notice it, or that it's so normal for us, and that's really crazy, because nothing about it is normal. And there is a reason why those most famous singers or rappers are saying very bad stuff.
Yeah, you're right. But everyone is just expressing their beliefs. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, but I think that they are purposeful hypnotizing us with it. You know, it's not really their belief. It's like what they're paid to say, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure, actually. I would say, like, when I was younger, I was not doing that kind of stuff, but I was living my life in a very low vibrational way, and that also meant that I was spreading that negative energy. But that didn't mean that I thought that I was doing something bad.
Of course not, but isn't it weird that the society we grew up in was that way? Like, isn't that weird? You know what I mean?
That's very weird. It's very interesting.
It's very interesting. Also the same when I came back from living in Asia, and like I saw like all these young people, all they do is getting drunk and taking drugs like on the weekend. It was so weird for me to see that, because as long as you're in it, you don't really notice it.
Yeah.
But once you step out of it and have like a different perspective on it, it feels weird to you, because
of course, but we don't know what we don't know. We cannot see beyond the Friday night.
Yeah.
I was there. I was there. I was doing drugs. I was drinking, women, and I was a complete atheist. I said religion and believing in something was for people who are poor. That's how different my identity was at that time. So I was part of that negative energy and spreading that energy.
True.
But now also, because you're the creator of your own life, right? If I don't give any energy to any negativity, it's not there. The only reason why it's getting bigger is because you feed it. The only reason why, for example, if you're a believer, the only reason why God is there is because you give it energy, because you create the presence of it. Just like the same thing, if you give, because there's good and bad everywhere we go. Everywhere we go, there's good and bad. But it's about what you focus on and about what you give your energy to that you're going to experience.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I know, you're a positive girl. So,
do you think that self-hypnosis can change your body? Like, can make you look more young, more beautiful, or more skinny in that way, or not?
Yes, 100%.
100%?
100%.
Did you change yourself, or?
Well, I have a friend who did it actually. So he was saying to himself that I'm getting I'm getting a glow up or something like that. He was doing that every night, every morning, and he had a glow up when he was like 23 years old, like long after puberty, and he got like really hot. A really good friend of mine, one of my best friends, and we were like, "What the fuck happened?" He was like, "Yeah, I just started telling myself this."
So you think he's hot, yeah?
All my friends are hot. For more examples, yes, I think this is the same with aging. Same with aging is if you keep telling yourself that I'm getting older, oh, you know I'm getting older.
Yeah.
There's also like a really interesting thing that I've noticed around people around like 50, 60, 70, okay? The people that I met, I worked with car sales before, and I met a lot of older people. And the people who looked young...
In the best age.
Huh?
In the best age.
In the best age.
Yeah.
But the people who looked young, they were always the positive one, happy ones, and they never admitted that they were old. They were like, oh, no, I'm just getting younger and younger for every year. That's the way they talk to themselves, the way they say to themselves. I believe that's the way they create themselves.
I also noticed this in people recently, like happy people, or like people who are like really joyful and really in the moment. Like they don't speak bad about other people, they don't have hidden jealousy or anything. Like, and those people who are like, I don't know, a little bit bringing drama into your life, or like maybe having like hidden motives, or like maybe are jealous of you, they are never joyful, never.
Yeah.
I've never met a person who like speaks bad about other people and is really joyful, or can enjoy like the little things, you know, a butterfly or a coconut, or like the little things, you know.
Yeah.
So I really noticed that recently. It's like true.
Yeah, that's a bit sad too, because again, I've been interested in people and psychology my whole life, and when I see people like that, I always try to understand, okay, what's behind this? And there's always something that they are still holding on to. There's like a trauma, there's something bad that's happened to them, or there's something negative that they're just holding on to, like their whole identity depends on it. And they're just always in this loop of self-hypnotizing themselves that their life is shit, that they're old, that they're, you know, in pain, whatever that is. And they will never step into a new reality because they love being there.
I mean, the moment they really take a brave step out of the current situation or perception.
Yeah, which mostly happens when something really, really bad happens, so they have to change their belief around it.
Yeah, probably. Do you think that there is a danger of going too deep into our altered state of your awareness?
In what way?
I don't know, for example, if you hypnotize yourself like too much, or you're like too much gone, like do you think there's any danger when switching your states?
I do not believe myself. A hypnotic state is just a very natural brainwave state. So you cannot say you cannot go deeper, because that's a specific frequency of your brain.
Yeah.
So it's when you're outside of that, you're not in the same frequency. You're not in a hypnotic frequency. You're sleeping probably, or
Yeah.
you're dead.
Okay. And what do you think happens to the soul when you're like in this deep hypnotic state? Like what happens?
That's very interesting. I from my belief, I think that's when the soul can really speak to you. I think that's when everything...
the noise is cleared.
The noise is cleared and you can speak straight to your truth. And you can hear straight from your truth. That's why I believe when I meditate, that's when I get all my business idea, I get all my creative products, it's from meditation. It's when my conscious mind is silent, so my soul can step through.
And can you maybe explain a little bit how you meditate, or when and how often?
Well, I meditate every day. One time in the morning, one time before I go to sleep, and then sometimes if I just want to create something. And I do it always depending on what I want. I always do anything with desire in my mind. If this is about, okay, I just want to relax, then I do a different way. But if I want to create something, I want to have creativity, or I want to launch something, I want to market something, I just focus on different things. But a very classical meditation is literally just sitting down, taking deep breaths, and relaxing every muscle in my body. Just so I'm just sitting there relaxed, and then I let anything that comes in come in. I don't judge anything coming in. I just literally let all the thoughts come. And if I feel like the thoughts are too much, too deep, or whatever it is, I just go back and I take a new deep breath in, and then I stay. But this is also from years of doing it. I've done it probably every single day. Yeah, I have at least 1,300 hours or something, or 1,500 hours of meditation.
And do you have visuals while you meditate or not?
Sometimes and sometimes not. I have no idea how that works. But I think that it's easier to be visual if you have a relaxed mind and body. Meditating without relaxing your complete body is really hard, and same with visualization. It's really hard to visualize something if you haven't relaxed your body.
I think it has to do with the third eye, with the visuals.
Yeah, that's something I never understand, because I don't know how it works. And yeah, I can have theories about it, but I don't know. I believe it's a really cool world, and if people are not meditating, they should start, because
True.
the first phase is just being more relaxed in your life and more calm, but the second and third and fourth step is pure magic.
True. Yeah, because you're not only a passive human being, you're a co-creator of this world and a creator of your own world. So
Yeah.
it's important to understand that and experience it for yourself.
Especially for a man to come back to, because if you're stressed, if you have a lot on your plate, if you have of course this is for women too, but I just feel like for a man to be grounded in every situation, I think meditation is where you start.
But you know, women are they're creators of life, you know?
Yes, 100%.
Our
But
intuition is way better.
that's what I mean. Your intuition and all that is so much better, and we need to be grounded as men. We
True.
should be grounded, and you are the creative force, and we should be grounded so we can allow that in and create.
But there is also so many ways like to ground yourself. Like for example, here in Bali, I walk barefoot so much, and it makes
Yeah.
such a difference. Really, like it's so important to be connected, like physically, literally. And yeah, there are many ways to ground, but meditation is very good. It's just, I think, in the beginning for a lot of people, very hard to really take the time and to really like chill.
Yeah. Well, that's because we have expectation on how it should be.
Yes, and that's because we
Which is
never
weird.
were taught how to be still and how to really meditate. We were taught like all the other stuff, but
Yeah.
not the important stuff.
But there's no,
Maybe.
that's also, yeah, I agree with you. There's no right way to do it.
Yeah, just to relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can't relax, that's perfect too. Just sit. And if you can't sit, then lay down. Just do your best. Do what you can to be still.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how you start. And then you, of course, you can fix the strategies and stuff later.
So what would you say, how can someone attract abundance and or love in their lives with the help of hypnosis?
Oh, that's very interesting. So abundance, yeah, I like to see abundance as a way of thinking. So either you can think from a state of abundance, which is basically everything is enough. It's more than enough actually. Where I'm now is perfect. Everything is perfect right now, and it's looking from a place of like, what do I want to do? Everything's perfect already. So not looking at your bank account and saying, oh, I don't have enough, which is a lack, which is not enough, not good enough, even if it's $0 in your bank account. I'm just using money because it's an easy thing to say.
Yeah.
Looking at your bank account and you're saying, oh, I don't have enough. I'm never going to be enough. That's you thinking from a lack perspective. And what the only difference between this is what you're focusing on. You can always find things that are not enough in your life. You can always think that you're not good enough. I'm not good looking enough. I'm not good enough at speaking. I'm not good enough at this or this or that. But it's just about focusing on abundance, focusing on all the good things in your life all the time. And that is how you live in abundance. I believe abundance is more of an energetic state. It's a vibe. It's something that you just are.
Yeah.
And every time you drop out of it, you take a deep breath in and you focus on something that is abundant.
And I think for most people, like the money topic is like so deep connected to their childhood, with like either like money is bad or like that the parents had like a big scarcity mindset that they gave to their kids. So I think it's very deep, woven into your childhood and hard to change because of that.
Absolutely, and this is where the hypnosis has to come in. This is where you have to start if you want to live a life. If you feel a desire, even if you feel like you would be judged if you would say it, I can say it so loud now because I understand that it was all programming. And now I can say I absolutely love money. I love what money can do for me. I love what money can do for others. I love what money can do as a luxury of my life, how I can have more enjoyment, spend more time doing things that I love. And I couldn't say that a while ago because I didn't believe in it. And I was so scared what people would say about that. And I think if you have a desire, you just have to start telling yourself and understanding what is underneath this. It's like, who said that money is not good? Why is it not good? And if it is good, why would it be good? So just looking at these beliefs and what do you think about money, and a really easy way to test if you have a good money mindset is to say out loud, I love money.
I love money.
And look at how it feels in your body.
Feels good.
If it feels good, it's great. If it doesn't feel amazing when you say that, then there's a belief in the background.
But don't you think that the money topic is not only like, because the belief we're talking about now is more like about how other people perceive me, right? But money is also about worth and self-worth, right?
Absolutely.
So I feel like there are like two topics with the money topic. One is like some people are very scared of how they're perceived by other people. And some people have more issues with being worthy of that money, having enough self-worth to earn that money, to deserve that money.
Yeah, it's the same there. Who said that you're not good enough? Who said that you're not worthy? And worthy of what?
Yeah.
Money, which is a thing that's
Energy.
getting printed. It's something digital that's not even real. The money in the banks, it doesn't even exist. Only 10% of it you can withdraw from an ATM. Most of the money that we have right now, it doesn't even exist. You're talking about you're not worthy of something that doesn't even exist, that isn't even real. It's someone told you this, and you gotta ask yourself, okay, am I worthy?
Yeah.
And if not, why am I not? Like, what's the actual reason? It's like, okay, for example, let's say you're a coach in something or you're selling something. Maybe there could be an actual thing that, okay, I don't think I'm good enough for this because I don't have knowledge in this thing. Then you have an information thing that all you need to do then, okay, you ask yourself, what would make me believe that I would be worthy of earning this money? And then that will pop up. It's like, okay, I actually want to study this. Okay, after that, would you actually allow yourself to feel worthy of this? And if it's a yes, then it's okay, great. That's all you need to do. Then you don't really even have a problem with the money mindset. Then it's just an education thing that you feel like, okay, that's great. Then I feel more safe with selling this, I feel more safe with doing that.
That's true. And with the people you work with, I mean, I guess they're like people who already achieved a lot and people who are just on the way to achieve a lot. What would you say is the biggest difference between those kind of people and those kind of people? So the people who are already there, where a lot of people want to come to or go to, and the people who are just on the way.
Yeah, the biggest difference is 100% just their beliefs. It's what they believe about themselves. With the more successful people, they're often more confident. I see a direct correlation between confidence and earnings. Even if it's not right, like what you would say right.
Yeah.
Even if it's not right, the confidence is actually the thing that creates your magnetic fucking aura. And that will create opportunities, that will put you in places. If you're just confident when you're with people, you have a good energy, people want to talk to you. And if you want to talk to you, I believe God speaks through people, through experience, through thoughts.
Through animals.
Through animals, absolutely, sure. But if you meet people and you're in a good space, good energy, people are gonna open up to you, opportunities are gonna come. And that's how it works. So I believe if anything, if anyone want to be successful, it's much more about just putting yourself in a state where you feel really good and doing things that you really enjoy, because that spreads,
Yeah.
that shows.
But also what I noticed recently, like people are so important, like not any people, but the right kind of people. Because when I meet someone and I leave this meeting or like party or event or whatever, I always check how do I feel afterwards. If I feel great, this is an amazing person for me. If I feel drained, I'm like, okay, either it's too much for me or like doesn't really vibe a lot. Like I think it's a very good way to check who is really very good for you.
Yeah. But I also think that when you're at this really good state, also even if you have a bad experience with someone on a party, for example, every person, I just believe that my life is a walking prayer, basically. Every person that I meet, they're meant to either teach me something, or like I'm meant to have this experience either way.
True, but also some people are there to test your boundaries. I believe also in that.
Yes,
a
boundaries, your beliefs, testing your beliefs, seeing if you need to change something, testing your thoughts.
Yeah.
Everyone can be a lesson for you.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Or a blessing.
Or not. A blessing and a lesson.
Yeah, that's true. But it's also so good because when you start to go this way and like really transforming yourself and getting better, you meet better people. You meet like such inspiring people, such kind-hearted people. Like it just gets better and better and better. And I didn't know that before, but I'm really grateful it is that way.
It's very interesting. It's like these people were not unlocked in your life before.
No, they were not. It's really like next level.
Yeah, because you wouldn't resonate with them. And they wouldn't resonate with you.
Or you wouldn't even see them, or you wouldn't even meet them. I really believe that too. Like you don't meet people who are not in some way you're meant to meet, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's weird
like invisible shield. What happened the first time when you started to hypnotize yourself? And like, what did you experience? Or like, how was your experience? Or how did it change you?
I can share one of the coolest things. Of course I have a lot of cool ones now, but one of the coolest ones that really shifted my entire life in a really big way. I went to Bali because of the hypnosis. I did a hypnosis on myself and I was just saying things that everything is going to work out, everything is perfect right now, whatever I do, I'm going to be okay. And at this time I had absolutely no money. I had literally maybe 1.5 months of living expenses and going to Bali. And with this, I quit my job, my safe job that I had for 6 years or 7 years, and I went to Bali with 1.5 months of living expenses. And that's something that I couldn't even tell my friends or my parents or anyone, because they would see that I'm super stupid. And that's something that was really cool, that I did it and it wasn't scary. So the hypnosis made it feel easy and effortless. Of course, a little bit nervous of what would be, but everything worked out, and it's still working out. It's really good. But what I wanted to say was just like, that was one of the coolest things, was being able to do something so outside of my comfort zone, because I wanted to have like 1 year of living expenses before I left, like everyone else. We want to feel safe. And I left and I had no job, I had no way of income, I have nothing. And I just knew that, okay, I have 1.5 months. Something is gonna work itself out. And it did. It was a couple days before I was like, okay, I'll probably have to book a ticket home. I'll borrow money from someone and book a ticket home. But I got offered a job. And yeah, a temporary job.
That's good. And you know what else I feel like? For example, the way I see it, you know, you're a soul, you use your body. But I recently saw a reel, and there it was said that it's important to thank your body, but also like your brain, you know, because it's nothing but a computer. And you should like really, and it makes a difference in my opinion, you should really like thank like your brain. Thank you for working so greatly. Thank you for programming so good. It's important, because as long as you identify so much with your body, you know, you never get to say thank you. And if you say thank you, it works better. It works for you, and it's important. Like, I know we all grew up with be grateful, but only if you understand why it's so important to be grateful, it makes you be more grateful, and that creates more joy in your life. And when you're more joyful, you're more in the moment, and it's a whole
it's
circle from there on.
it's a beautiful circle.
Yeah.
And what you're talking about now is also self-love. And we're so programmed
To hate ourselves.
to think that we're not good enough, and also that the only time we can celebrate ourselves or be happy with ourselves is when we achieve something. And I see this especially in the entrepreneurship with guys, is that they're so scared of sitting down and being happy for what they've done. They're
No
so
way.
scared that if they do that, if they're happy and if they say, I love you, I'm proud of you, I respect you, they're so scared that they're gonna lose their drive. Because they're driving themselves through, discipline, force, because I'm not good enough until I get there. So that's their driver. But
It's based on trauma.
yeah, of course. But it's a really good driver though. Like, it's amazing energy, but it also makes your whole journey feel like shit. And life is not about the goal, because once you get to the goal, it's fun for 50 minutes, but if you haven't been enjoying the journey to the goal, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna be like, what the fuck? I still feel empty, I still feel bad, I still don't love myself and my life. What now? So either they go and they create an even bigger goal, just to chase that too until they feel the emptiness and they don't feel happy, or you change and you start from, okay, how can I enjoy my life as much as possible while building these things? How can I love my life, love myself, and enjoy the journey instead?
Would you say that those rich people, who already have millions and millions, but they want to become a billionaire, that they are mostly guided from this trauma to not be enough? Or is it just
I don't know.
they
Actually,
like to win?
I can't say with even richer people, because I saw a study which made me so happy. It was like something like 60 or 70% of the self-made millionaires and billionaires actually were doing something that they were super passionate about. And this is also why I think it's interesting, because I was doing a lot of stuff successfully that I didn't like to do, but I always felt like I was burning myself out over a long period of time. And now I'm doing the things that I love to do, and nothing feels hard, forced, pushed. Like we're actually we're having a podcast now, but it's just a really fun conversation.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like work, but it is actually.
I wanted to say something back to the topic we had before about the self-worth. Like when I look at kids, or when I'm around kids, they all love themselves. So it's nothing.
Yes.
It is nothing like that. It's programmed in us that we're like that. It's natural for us to not feel worthy. Like the kids, especially the kids nowadays. My gosh, they're so great.
Yeah.
They're such little bosses. They're so they tell me stuff super blankly, They start directing me what I should do or not. They're incredible, such amazing kids. And that's why it's basically our wrong program, or the way how we're programmed, because as kids we were the same probably. We knew exactly who we are, we knew exactly what we wanted, and we knew exactly how to get there. And I think it's also great for people to know that they are loved, they are self-love, that's their real nature. And everything else is just some noise.
I love that. It's the work we're doing is just stripping away what's not them.
Yeah.
And not even finding, because you already know yourself. We're just removing the stuff that's not you. Just like that with the self-love, it's the same thing. They're confident, they're happy, they're excited for life.
Yeah.
And if what you said, they know what to do and how to get there.
Yes.
And if they don't get there, they find out another way to get there.
Yes.
You're creative. And that's how I think everyone should live their life. It's be more as a kid. I don't mean if you feel ashamed of doing fun stuff and dancing and having fun in your life, whatever. But at least look at it and see oh my God, they're so happy. Why can't I? That's just the rules, that's your programming to say that, I can't be happy before I'm successful, I can't be happy before I have a lovely marriage, I can't be happy before I have kids, or I built this business.
And the people who really found some truth or really worked on themselves, I met a few, maybe 5, people in my life, they really shine from the inside. It's incredible. Like one was a woman, I think she was 50 or something, but she had such a glow. To me, she looked like an angel.
Yeah.
She shined from inside out. And then there was a guy as well, and it's so beautiful to even just see or talk to these people because they have this pureness about them, purity, like they're shining from the inside out. And it's so beautiful when you meet one of these people and you see, okay, that's the goal. I want to be this person, like, and I can be this person because these people exist. They're maybe not as common as other people, but it's just so beautiful. And yeah, we're gods or spirits, and you can see it in those people especially.
Yeah, I love that.
So you just sit, you hypnotize yourself,
Yeah, and then I wake up when it's done.
but do you remember anything then or not?
I can just feel it. Today I did one, and when I woke up, I could feel my whole energy, my whole body was just vibrating. I could feel my energy was just completely different.
Crazy. And how long are you gone normally?
That was like 10 minutes.
And did you ever have someone else hypnotizing you or not?
Yeah, my mentor he's big in the hypnosis space. He's hypnotizing like really famous people now.
He's living in the US or?
He was here before, yeah, I don't know. He's from the UK,
Okay.
the big guy in the hypnosis space.
Crazy.
But I used to use, it's actually, I work with people, I work most often with heart-led business owners or creators. And the way I work, hypnosis is just an extra tool for me. And the way I work mostly, like 80% of my time I spend on working with beliefs. Okay, they have a desire, they want to, for example, a classic one that I had before was, I want to stand on a stage. I want to sing on a stage, but I can't. I'm scared. It's not possible for me. Or it could be, I want to scale my business to this place, but something is stopping me. It feels like there's an invisible wall or something. It's always pulling me back. So what I do there is just I break down the fears. I break down any beliefs that are not working for you because they're pulling you back. They're pulling you back from standing on stage, from growing your business. And in the business case, many times it's what will happen when you succeed. And that could be, I have fear of more responsibility, fear of less freedom, etc., whatever that could be. And the stage singing, for example, it's about how others will perceive you. What if I fail? What if I miss a tone? All of these things. So what I do really is I'm finding these beliefs, these things that are not helping you to get to this desire, to this goal. And I call these breakthrough sessions. And that's because in one session, they can have a complete breakthrough into a completely new reality, a completely new timeline where their whole experience in reality is different from yesterday. And that's what I love to do because...
But do they need to keep it up? Like, do they need to use practices afterwards to stay there or not?
That's a very good, interesting question because that's something I'm starting to do now because many people, they get their first mission done, but then they're like, okay, now there's a new hill. Now there's a new thing. And I would just say that, yes, now I'm going to be incorporating more of self-hypnosis after, just to keep and stay in your beliefs so you don't fall back.
Because especially when people like go to another country or like having a spiritual experience somewhere, okay, it's perfect, it's great, they feel like changed, they feel transformed, and then they go back to the same people, to the same environment, and then it's really hard to keep up your new state of mind or your new beliefs or your new self.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, if you don't do self-hypnosis in a place where all the beliefs are just really negatively affecting you, you need it, you definitely need it. But with the session, so I would say this, self-hypnosis is a long-term investment in yourself. It's a long-term thing that you do every day, 7 days a week, forever in your life. And you just keep reprogramming your beliefs slowly. The sessions is where we reprogram the beliefs like that. Like you make a shift, and then you're going to feel super easy and it's going to feel effortless to, for example, go on a stage or scale your business because we already know what to do.
Yeah, 100%.
We always know what to do.
Yeah, we do.
But we create the fears. We overanalyze, we overthink, we procrastinate. These are just responses to fear.
Yeah.
But if you remove the fears, you will stop procrastinating, stop overanalyzing, even overthinking. People say, oh, I'm an overthinker. It's like, no, you're just stuck in your fears. You're just stuck in those beliefs that are not helping you. And if you remove those, you're not going to overthink anymore because it's going to feel easy and effortless. And that's the way I think about it. Just, I know I could work with any person with any belief, but I say, okay, creators and entrepreneurs, because it's very tangible. I know if someone would come to me with an addiction, if they would come with me with a gambling addiction, whatever that could be, I know I could fix it. And that's how powerful
But
the
they
belief
need to
work
be
is.
really open to it as well, right? Like
If you don't want to change, why would you change?
yeah.
That belief is the best belief you have if you don't want to change. Yeah, that's a very good thing. I don't work with people who don't want it.
Yeah.
I say no to a lot of people. And when friends come to me and they're like, oh, I want a session, I'm like, I'm sorry, but
But why no?
it's
Why do you
not
say
about
no
the
to your
session.
friends?
Yeah, because they want a session because it feels good.
Okay.
Because we talk about this, we do that, but I want a change. I don't work. Yes, I work because it's fun, but I work because I love seeing people change. I love the switch. I love when they walking in this life, and then boom, they go to a completely new trajectory of life.
How do you deal? I mean, you do have a lot of responsibility when you're working with people's subconscious mind, no? Like, how do you deal with your responsibility in that position?
I always come from love. That's
a good
it.
answer. That's a good answer.
I don't have any other need than what if that's their desire, and that's what I said. I only work with heart-led people, like heart-led business owners and creators. It's because I don't want to work with you if you don't want it. If it's not something that you're like, fuck yeah, that's what I want to do. Why would I want to work with you?
But you know what I believe, what I truly, truly believe, it doesn't matter to who you go, but if this person has good intentions for you, it will influence you positively and amazingly. I think that
100%.
what you're doing is not as important as the intention this person has for you.
100%.
It doesn't matter which topic, it's always like that. I noticed that in my life, it makes a big, big difference. That's why it's so important to not only like have friends who are really like having a big heart and who are authentic and true to themselves, but like also with people you work.
Yeah.
Like every person in your life should be authentic and should have an open heart because it influences you in many ways.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's the most beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun to be able to make a change.
It's true.
Just like you're doing with this podcast now. It's maybe some people will change a little bit in their life, or some people will have a big shift, and now you change your life.
I actually
It's beautiful.
I had a friend of mine like text me today like how big my impact in her life was.
Aww.
And that just makes me cry really, because we don't even notice sometimes, you know, but I think with just being ourselves, like truly ourselves and truly opening up, like we really touch people's hearts, and we really can either give them the opportunity to also open up and to also being truly themselves, or just to touch them somehow and then influence them in a positive way. And there's nothing more beautiful than that, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. Especially you probably have the same experience, like going to Bali. How long have you been here?
I lived here for a year, then
Yeah.
I was gone for a year, and now I'm back.
Okay, perfect. But then you probably also experienced the same thing, that okay, when you leave the first time, people are like, oh, that's weird, that's a bit confusing. But now, all those friends, they come to you and they're like, oh, like, what are you doing? How are you doing? Like this and that, and they're interested. They're starting to question themselves. They're like, oh, what if I can do that? What if I can have that kind of life? What if I can, enjoy myself? Because you share that love with all the people around you, and you share the possibilities of what's possible.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
But Bali is a very interesting topic because I never wanted to come back. I never planned to come back. But like the island, literally, like I was in Mexico, and it was the first time that I made this decision. Okay, it doesn't matter what I want in the moment. I'm not gonna follow my ego. I'm gonna follow my soul now, because I had like so many hints who told me to come back. I did a tarot card reading. I had lots of friends tell me at that time, you know, Julia, come back to Bali, come back to Bali. I had like so many coincidences lining up that showed me you should go back to Bali. So the first time in my life, I did not listen to my ego, I listened to my soul, I came back and I'm so glad I did.
Oh, nice. And you're staying?
Yes.
Cool.
What's important for you, not for anyone else, for you to share?
Ah. If I could just share it for myself, and I promised myself that I would listen to it, I would want to tell myself that whatever you are experiencing right now, whatever it is, if it's good, if it's bad, if it's feeling anything, there's always more to life. There's always more. And I'm not saying that it's about reaching for more, I'm just saying that there is more. There is different experiences, different thoughts, different people, different locations. There's so much to experience in this life. And yeah, your mind is absolutely limitless. And if your mind is limitless, your life is limitless. And that means a lot of fun.
I would say no matter how good you think it is, it can always get better. And also when it's bad, it can switch within a second.
Yeah.
It really can. And also remove yourself from, if you're always in the same circles, try something new. Find new circles, experience yourself. Change locations, just experience yourself and you will discover something very beautiful inside.
Yeah. And yeah, and in those bad times, don't hide from the feelings. Feel them and really sit with them, breathe into them, feel them and listen to what your body is trying to tell you. What that little person inside is trying to tell you. And yeah.
And always be your own boss. Like there's no one who has authority above you. There's no one better than you. There is no one anyhow smarter than you. Because no, really, it's true.
This can be taken so wrong.
Yeah.
I love that.